there's a kind of exhaustion. The kind that comes from always needing to be cheerful, to keep the conversation going, to hold the vibe, to smile at the right time, even when all you want is silence. As a Gemini, you're used to connecting. But this August, a quiet little question starts to echo in your mind. If I stop trying to be interesting, will anyone still stay? InnerCosmos doesn't need you to be quick-witted, doesn't need you to be talkative. It just needs you to be real. Welcome to the journey inward, where all your old versions are allowed to rest, and you get to be yourself, even if you don't say a word. Gemini August. So much talking, but who's really listening? Have you ever felt like you talk a lot, but no one really hears what you actually want to say? You're a Gemini, the sign of words, conversation, quick wit, and connections. You can make someone laugh with a random line. You can talk to anyone and make them feel at ease. But sometimes, you walk away from a conversation, feeling completely empty, like you just used up all your energy to keep the vibe alive. But no one saw how you were really doing. This August, the universe throws you into a zone of heavy static. Mercury, your ruling planet, is in retrograde until the 11th, which means old messages popping up out of nowhere. Where? That one person from the past suddenly online. Stories you thought you packed away, wanting to be told one more time. But you're no longer the you from those earlier stories. You've changed, quietly, without anyone noticing. On top of that, Pluto and Neptune are both retrograde, pushing you to face deeper emotional layers. The frustration of not being understood, the fear of going quiet, the helplessness of always having to be good at talking, no matter what. You start asking yourself, if I stop talking, will anyone check in on me? If I stop making jokes, who's still sticking around? If I go quiet, do I even matter to them? And you feel tired. Not from a lack of people to talk to, but because the more you talk, the further away you feel from your own truth. But here's the thing. The universe doesn't need you to say anything right now. August is your invitation to listen. Listen to what your inner voice is really trying to say. Listen to whether your words have been protecting you from feeling. Listen to the themes that loop in your head when everything else goes quiet. The full moon on August 9-10 will bring your emotions right to the surface. That's your chance to say something real, even if it's just to yourself. And the new moon on August 23-24, it's your moment to try again. But this time, not as the version everyone finds charming, just as someone honest. You don't need to be a great communicator to be loved. You just need to speak your truth, or even be silent when that feels right. Because the ones who truly see you will hear you, even when you don't say a word. Gemini in August, let the silence show you who's real. There's a kind of fear that's hard to explain. It's the fear that if you're not cheerful, not saying something clever, no one will really pay attention to you. As a Gemini, you're used to making others feel comfortable. You're the mood setter, the jokester, the one who can ease the awkwardness in a room with just the right line. But sometimes, you wonder, if I stop trying to say something, will anyone stick around? If I'm not the interesting one, then who even am I? This August, the universe gently pulls you out of that role. No chaos, no drama. Just a slow, quiet unraveling through a trio of retrogrades. Neptune clouds your sense of emotional clarity. Pluto drags you into the shadow of your identity, forcing you to ask how long you've been pretending to be okay. And Mercury retrograde loops you back to unresolved conversations and truths left unsaid. You might feel out of place, not because you lack company, but because you just don't want to play that old role anymore. You're quieter now. You leave messages on scene a bit longer. You don't respond as quickly, not because you're distant, but because you're coming home to yourself. And that journey can be scary, because you used to believe, if I'm not witty, quick, engaging, who will want me around? But Gemini, you weren't born just to be the most interesting one in the group chat. You don't have to constantly radiate energy when your own battery is low. Maybe, for the first time in a long while, you're learning to be still, to do nothing, and to accept that your worth has nothing to do with your reaction speed or the number of conversations you carry in a day. The new moon on August 23, 24 is the perfect moment to reboot. Not to come back stronger or cooler, but to begin again as someone more honest, more grounded, the version of you that always existed, beneath the charm, beneath the performance. This journey doesn't need to be loud. It only needs one thing. You, brave enough to stay with yourself, even if no one's clapping. Thank you for listening to Gemini's Inner Journey with InnerCosmos. If you saw a part of yourself in these words, feel free to leave a comment below. Each morning, you can also check out Horodaily to see what the universe might be whispering just for you today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if any of this resonated with your heart. And if there's a question quietly spinning inside you, send it in. Who knows, maybe that's exactly where your conversation with the universe begins.